Life and Legacy Show.
We are everywhere. On your radio at 101.5 WORD-FM Pittsburgh, at wordfm.com, the Word FM mobile app, iHeart, TuneIn, and Odyssey.
The United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and the largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. The USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal agencies with free safety equipment donations and officer survival training, along with cash donations to families of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty, college scholarships for the children of law enforcement, a citizen awareness program, and more. For more information on the USDSA and how you can help, visit usdeputy.org.
For tonight, it will turn cloudy with rain and snow showers towards dawn. Expect little to no accumulation, however. We'll see a low of 33. For tomorrow, periods of rain. Tomorrow will reach a high of 42. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies, the low 28. Cloudy skies for Thursday will reach a high Thursday of 48. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm forecaster Drew Shannon.
We're talking with Father Jason Charron. He's telling us a story, his journey over the last week or so, where he went in with a friend, Alan Sherwood, and they were looking to rescue a little Ukrainian orphan girl and found themselves in the midst of 22 Ukrainian orphan kids, along with a party of some 40 people who were support. Jason, in that journey, just you counted down the number of countries you were in. Do that for us here on air.
Yeah, so in the few days that I had been gone, we were in Finland, connecting flights and whatnot, long layovers.
Here you go.
Whatnot, but
Connect
Finland,
the dots.
Poland twice, Ukraine, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Germany, and Newark, New Jersey, which is its own. That airport is its own.
It's its own country.
Oh, I've been
There's
to Newark.
no question about it.
I know Newark.
we all know Newark. Jason, I want to ask you about that moment when you were crossing from Poland into Ukraine at first. And of course, there's a unbelievable backup that I've seen photographs and video of people trying to get out of the country.
The Ukrainians, God bless
You're
them.
trying to get in.
Yeah.
Was there a moment when you thought, if I get in, how am I ever going to get out?
Yeah, that was my constant thought. Those initially just crossing the border, and I could look past this fence, and then I saw this endless line of cars, and I just thought, well, you do the good that's before you, and you leave the uncertainty into the hands of God. But I didn't know how we were gonna get out, and I called someone who I knew from 20 years ago, and he knew how we could do it with a large group, and that's what we were able to do. And the secret was finding a bus. That was the key. The lineup is very long for cars, but if you can manage to get a bus filled with people, then the buses are allowed to go in this express lane, right up to the front, and there's a lineup of people who've walked in. But it's it's not that deep. You might have to wait, worst case scenario, 4 hours, and so that's what we were able to do. But it was tough getting a bus, because everyone had been finding out about this trick, of
the bus,
getting the bus to get into the pedestrian line. And so that's how we did it.
And I mean, this is the ultimate case of the haves and the have-nots. It had to break your heart. I mean, by the grace of God, there you had a bus and transportation, and you look out the window, and there are, thousands and thousands of Ukrainian men, women, and children streaming across the border looking for some measure of safety.
Yeah.
How difficult is that? Must have been to swallow.
Yeah, you want to take them all, but in trying to take them all, you'll take none. And our mission was for these 22 orphans, and without us, that it would have been impossible.
Right. So what about that? I'm glad you told me here you speak fluent Ukrainian. Conversations with these kids, what were they revealing? How were they? What was their
state of mind?
Yes.
Kids are icons of, in one sense, God's pure love. Here they are, orphans, living in a home with, so many others, crammed like sardines on a 15-passenger van for 8.5 hours, and then another 7 hours, and then another 8-hour drive. And they're just so grateful bubbling over like a spring with joy and playing games and laughing and giggling, and they just had nothing but gratitude and joy. And it was I was expecting to see something else, you know. So that's all I can report is just this bursting joy, and maybe it's just because they were away from that the horror of the bomb that they
Isn't
saw.
that interesting?
But leaving behind their country and all that they've ever known to an unknown destination.
Yeah. They had never. Most of them had never been outside of the country before.
I'm sure.
Some of them had been in the States, visiting host families for Christmas and whatnot. But they were just filled with gratitude.
And Jesus said, if you don't become like one of them, if you don't become like that, you can't enter the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
And there you see it in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah, just pure. They just receive gifts with such gratitude, you know. And when people are more cynical and older, they receive a gift, but they're kind of, oh, what is this, and why are you giving it to me? But with kids, it's just like, wow. Pure receptivity. And but one of the interesting things when I was going into Ukraine, this caught my eye, that there was this young woman walking into Ukraine with us. So you have Alan and myself, and I'm thinking, you're the only young woman walking into Ukraine.
Wait, that video?
Yeah.
Liesl?
Yes.
When we come back, we'll play the audio from that video because it's amazing. When we also come back, I need to talk about God in the midst of this because, Jason, we connected, and I'm sure you talked about Pittsburgh. How many people
we prayed for you, man.
Praying for you and your safety and all that, to think of God in the midst of all this. The Ukrainian people, God bless them and their hearts, and it's just so much to bear. We'll take a quick break and come back. Right. Father Jason Charron joins us. Holy Trinity Ukrainian Catholic Church here in the city of Pittsburgh. We'll be right back.
Interesting.
101.5 WORD.
Coming up on Love Worth Finding. Are you facing a test of your faith?
Tests come in two kinds. The devil tempts us to do evil to cause us to stumble. God tests us to cause us to stand. What God wants to do is to make our faith strong and pure.
Join us for more of Adrian Rogers' series, Champions of Faith, this month on Love Worth Finding. Tonight at 11 on 101.5 WORD.
In the Bible, Jesus says when we care for the least of these, it's like we're caring for Him. But who are the least of these? They're moms, like Mirna from Guatemala, who fights every day just to keep her children fed.
Right now, they are hungry. They want food.